So the question is, why I have no idea why I'm getting a black screen on Twitch. It seems to be working everywhere else, but it's not working on Twitch. It was working before on Twitch, but it's not working anymore on Twitch. That is super obnoxious. I'll have to try to figure that out at some point. Oh well, oh well. All right. Hello, folks. How's it going? We are getting ready to do some work today. Oh, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for today's sprints. I'm going to see how things are going. I'm opening up my plotting document to sort of check where I am. I actually have to do a little bit of editing today. But once that's done, I should be able to keep going. So I'm having a little bit of trouble because I'm supposed to be doing some like training sequences, and I haven't figured out what the I haven't figured out what's involved in those training sequences. But I'm gonna figure it out. Boom. So right now I'm accepting some changes. Some people have come through and done some editing for me, for which I am just unbelievably I'm unbelievably grateful for my beta reading team, because they make my process work in a way that it wouldn't otherwise. And they are for sure the often unsung heroes of my writing career. You know, it's so interesting to me because we often think of writing as sort of this solo task, like the solo creator task. But at the end of the day, it's not. You know, there are a lot of people who work together to make a successful career. And that's not to say that it can't be done solo. There are certainly people who do it solo, but it is way harder to do it that way. Like, unbelievably harder to do it that way. Morning, Jacob. Glad you could join us. Are you going to stick around for some sprints today? I sure hope so. We're going to be running some sprints. And let's see here. All right. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Hope you're doing well. Hope you are ready to do some sprinting. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Today is always a special day for me because not only is it Valentine's Day, but it is also my daughter's birthday. And so she is 12 years old, and it has just been such a joy watching her grow up. All right, so Jacob, awesome. Lots of writing to do. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm glad these sprints are helping you, making you more productive. That's exactly what we're going for. Trying to decide if you should start off writing, going outside and running. That's a hard one. I think it depends on where your mind is. If you need clarity, go run. If you feel like you have clarity, start writing. That's how I would make that decision. I always find exercise for me is a great way to just boost my subconscious processing. So I end up thinking about whatever I'm trying to work on better. So I'm a huge fan of it in that regard. I haven't been exercising recently because I've been traveling a lot and I have a ton of just an unbelievable amount of work to do. And I've really been missing it. I've been finding myself a lot fuzzier. Whereas when I exercise regularly, it's like, even though I'm not doing a ton of exercise, I'm not and I'm not even going to the gym. I'm just like riding my bike. But I just find that my stories come better. Like I'm more creative and all of that kind of stuff. So. All right. So what's everybody working on today? I am hoping to get through 6 or so chapters, maybe more. We'll see if I manage it, but I'm hoping to get through 6 or more chapters today. Again, it's always a bit of a tricky one. Stoic, nice. Do you run on your treadmill or do you walk? I often have a lot of trouble like with running. That's why I use a bike, because it keeps me, it's like low impact. But I do like walking, and I've been thinking about getting a treadmill to, like, for my desk, because people have talked about how helpful that is. All right, some questions. How detailed are my outlines? So my outlines are not super detailed. So I literally do a single sentence for each chapter, and then I do 4 to 6 like bullet points inside the chapter. So recently I've been using Plotter Pro, and I can actually show this to you. There we go. So you can see that this is literally what I'm doing, right? And this is the book that I'm currently writing. And so I've plotted out to chapter 47, which is where I'm going to end. And you can see that I have, 4 to 6, sometimes more, sometimes less, points under each of the top chapter headings. But because I write so, because I am such a pantser, I often don't even follow the outline, and then I have to adjust it again, right? So I think where you fall on the plotter to pantser spectrum is going to determine how you handle that. Tay, that's awesome. Love to see that you are not procrastinating anymore. Fantastic. What I would recommend, though, is that if you find your outline is coming very slowly, or like you're having a lot of resistance to outlining, then just start writing. I find that I can only outline so much before I need to start writing, because otherwise I'll end up in a position where the outlining actually it becomes resistance to keep me from writing. So, Jacob, academic writing again today. Can I ask you, what is it you're writing? Is this like a paper, a dissertation, which I guess is just a really big paper? But yeah, what kind of stuff are you writing? I am currently writing my to-do list. Yes. Yes. Man, resistance is something, like, that concept of resistance is something that I really appreciate out of that book. Yeah. I have read Kierkegaard. I have never read Deleuze. Is that how you say that name? I've read Kierkegaard. I have not read Deleuze. But yeah, Tay, that book really helped me sort of frame this whole thing, and understand it in a better way, because it used to be that if I missed deadlines, or not deadlines, I don't really miss deadlines, but if I missed like my targets for the day, which happened literally every day because I set stupid, I'm just bad at setting targets. I always set hyper aggressive targets and then I never meet them. It's really obnoxious. Anyway, I would constantly just be like, I am a failure of a person, a failure of a writer. And then I read The War of Art, and I started to, and I was able to reframe, in thinking, oh, this is not just me. This is sort of a cosmic struggle, right? And there's sort of, and this is my imagination sort of taking over here, rather than anything like super concrete. But it's like there's this cosmic struggle, and all of us artists, all of us creators are waging war against this force that's trying to keep us from creating, right? And so every time I get something done, every time I get one word down, right? This is why we constantly say better than zero, right? As long as I can get that one word down, as long as I can get 2 words down, as long as I can do something, then I am advancing the cause. I'm advancing my position in this war against, in this cosmic war against the suppressive resistance that's trying to keep me from being creative. And so anyway, that's my sort of silly way of reframing, to help encourage myself that even if I don't hit my word count goals, even if I don't hit, which I very rarely do, like I'm on here all the time being like, my goal is 10,000 words, right? And then during the stream, and then we run the streams, and I'm at like 8,000. Or yesterday I was at 7,800 or something like that. And it's like, I didn't hit my goal again, every single time. So, but instead of thinking about that and letting it be a real negative force in my life, partly because of that book, War of Art, but because I've been able to reframe in terms of like any progress is great progress, it's fighting against the resistance, I'm able to use it as motivation as opposed to feeling like I'm failing, right? Which is a big deal for me, because for the majority of my life, I have felt like an abject failure. So it's been good to be able to reframe that, that perspective. All right. So I finished chapter 27 yesterday, and I'm going to, let's see. This is what I mean, though, about setting like stupid goals, because I just immediately thought in my head, I did chapter 27, so I should be able to get to chapter 37 today. That's 10 chapters. Is that like even like what? I know I'm not going to be able to do 10 chapters. I literally don't have enough time to work today because of other stuff that's going on to do 10 chapters. But that's how my brain thinks. That's like the immediate thing is like, if I don't do 10 chapters, what am I even doing? Like, why even write? Which is such a stupid way to think about things. But still. But I do need to push myself. Because if I don't push myself, I will get incredibly frustrated. All right. Other things I need to do. So one thing I need to do, we're going to, in about 10 minutes, we're going to start our sprints. And I do have to leave a little bit early today. I have to log off about 12:30 because I have a meeting. So, hey, Tay, 1,000,000 words is a great goal. It's a tough, that is a hard goal, especially if you are not like full-time committed to writing. Even if you are full-time committed to writing, 1,000,000 words is like a serious goal. So, hey, props. I think that's awesome. Other things I need to do. All right. I think that's it for today. So we have 8 minutes, folks, and then we're going to be jumping into a sprint. You know, I like a lot of Ryan Holiday's stuff. I don't think I've read The Obstacle is the Way. I know I've read... let me actually look. I've been looking at that one, though, and thinking about getting it. Discipline is Destiny is the one I read. But you know, I am not stoic. That is to say, I am not a stoicist. I don't follow that philosophy. For some particular reasons. But sorry, I just got so unbelievably distracted. But I'm going to buy that book and I'll read it. For a while, I was into Stoicism as a philosophy, and eventually I found that it didn't sort of jive exactly with my worldview. And so as I considered it, I've sort of put Stoicism aside, but I think there are some really, really, really valuable pieces that Stoicism has that are great for practical living. And I am all about practical philosophy that can be used and actually impact your life. How you doing, Aaron? Welcome. Are you going to be joining us today? I hope you'll be sprinting along with us. Let's see. I just got a really annoying email. Oh man, that's super annoying. Okay. Well, I only have 5 minutes to deal with it. Sorry, I got distracted there. I should not have gotten distracted, but it's an important email that I got. It's just, so I'm starting a game company and I'm really excited for it, and it's fantastic. And the guys who are doing who are involved are awesome, and like it's a super fun project, and we've already made a huge amount of progress, and like we have a bunch of games and we're ready to go, and we're literally just waiting for like final pieces of art, and then we're gonna crowdfund stuff, and like so things are going really, really well. But I just got an email on the business side that makes paying people like hard. But people need to be paid because we have 3 full-time employees. So anyway, that's annoying. And I need to just send a message really quick, and then I'll be back with you. Oh, and hey, Bodegazilla, welcome to the stream. All right. Oh goodness. Well, oh well. We'll have to figure that out. All right. All right. Let's see. All right. Bodegazilla. You don't have to. It's all good. Up to you. What you want to do. I say that you should work on the urban fantasy. Definitely the urban fantasy. Urban fantasy is so fun. I want to write an urban fantasy. Okay. So, folks, we are just about ready to go. I'm going to make sure my other computer is on. I'll be right back. All right. So, are we ready? Is it time? Is it time to start sprinting? I think it is. All right. I need a moment to cleanse myself of of the rage of that email. Um, all right. We ready? You should definitely fight a skinwalker. Definitely a skinwalker. But let's do this thing. I did forget to turn the music back on. I forgot to turn my desktop audio on in OBS. One second. All right. So how'd we do, folks? How'd we do? Pretty happy with how my sprint turned out, considering that it took me a few minutes longer than normal to get started. Good morning, Rachel. Good morning. Bodegazilla, 17 words. Hey, better than 0. That's how we roll. Better than 0. So we are going to be jumping back into a sprint in 6 minutes. This break is going to be a little bit shorter because I had I started a couple minutes late, but that's okay. We're going to be back on schedule. Just for everybody who's joined recently, just so you know, I will be having to skip out a little bit early on the last sprint because I have a meeting for something with my foster son, and so I have to go to that at 12:30. So, Jacob, negative 150-ish, a productive sprint. Hey, it's better than 0. Now, you might say, isn't that worse than 0? But no, if you're removing unnecessary bad words, if you're editing, then it's flipped, right? Editing 0 words wouldn't be good. But editing and cleaning 150, fantastic. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So, folks, we are going to be jumping into another sprint here in 4 minutes. I have done the hard work of picking new names for some characters that are jumping into the story, and yeah. Yes, BTZ is an absolute value. Bodegazilla, no worries. If you're working, you're working, right? I mean, you can do that in the sprints though too. It's not just a writing sprint. I mean, it is a writing sprint, but you can also just work on whatever. Like, for instance, tomorrow, I really want to write tomorrow, but I might need to work on something else, and so I'll just work on it during the sprints anyways. Tomorrow is Thursday. I need to pack tonight. I just realized that. I'm going to add that. Thankfully, packing is an easy thing because I'm pretty set on how I dress and what I wear, and so that's pretty simple. Yeah. But yes, so I will be on tomorrow. I will not be on Friday. I will not be on Monday. Monday, I will be out. I will be traveling. And then I will get back on Tuesday, and I will get back into it. And we will be running sprints Tuesday through Thursday for sure. Friday, I have to see because I might have a visit for my foster son, in which case I have to go do that. If I don't have that visit, I will be sprinting on Friday as well. The following week, Monday through Friday, that's the goal. We'll see if it works. And there is an off chance that I actually will have to not sprint on Wednesday of next week. We'll see. I'll give you more information as I have it. But if you need to, go ahead and stretch. I'm going to do that. I learned a stretch. You put your arms up. You put your arms in a W. You put your arms in a T. No, the first one is like that. I don't know what that is. And then it's a T. And then it's a W. It's a good stretch. I am so unbelievably not stretchy though. I am so like locked up. It's frustrating. But I do have a How do you like how I just was talking and then I just completely stopped talking? I was going to say something. I'm getting a massage next week, so that should help a little bit, but I've definitely been feeling it. All right, folks, guess what time it is? It is time to sprint. 31 minutes on the clock. Music started. You guys can hear that, right? I need to start doing hip stretches too. All right, we are doing this. Let's go look Oh, thanks. I just am chatting to myself, apparently. Um, but yeah, how do we do? I picked up 1,400 words, which I'm happy with. I'm feeling out uh, the or some relationships that are going to be involved in probably a few books, maybe all of the books. I'm not sure yet. But hello, EA. Hello, Rachel. Welcome, Wallace. Hello to everybody. How's it going? All right. Sorry. Just so everybody knows, I have I'm trying to deal with something in the background in between these sprints. Stoic, nice. I love it. 316. That's great. That's fantastic, actually. Good job, good job. EA, right from home day. So 1 sprint, nice. Hey, better than 0. Better than 0. Yeah, as I mentioned, I'm going to be running 5 sprints today. So that was our 2nd sprint. Our 3rd sprint is going to start in about 6 minutes. And we're going to keep going. Yep. And at the same time, I'm trying to see if I can... One sec. Okay. So my favorite writing book right now. Let me see if I have it on my shelf. So this is my favorite writing book right now. Writing 21st Century Fiction by Donald Moss. It was just really, really good. The Emotional Craft of Fiction is another book by him that has had a really significant impact on my writing. But this one, writing 21st Century Fiction, was just really, like, this was super helpful to me on like a macro scale, whereas The Emotional Craft of Fiction was more like a micro scale on a specific craft, piece of craft, right? The other one's on my shelf somewhere, or on one of my other shelves. I'm not sure. But Biggest takeaway from writing 21st century fiction was that the kinds of stories that people want are not the same as what we are classically trained to do. So it just requires a perspective shift in understanding that genres and tropes evolve with time. And so it's not enough to simply study what has been done. It's not enough to simply look at the classics, because while there are certain tropes that are sort of immortal, they'll stick around forever because they have to do with human nature and they don't change. The nuances of those tropes and how people appreciate them change with the zeitgeist. And so understanding that allows for creating new trope variations that people don't know that they want yet, but that are very attractive to them. That was my biggest takeaway from that book. And so it's, again, more of a macro scale thing in terms of craft, not as much a micro scale. I think it would depend on what you're looking for. If you're looking for specific craft improvement, then the emotional craft of or the emotional, what did I just call it? Is it emotional craft of fiction? Yeah, the emotional craft of fiction is specific to how to write emotion in a book. And so that if like you want a very specific craft thing, that's the book to get. I feel like the other one is the other one's, yeah, definitely a more macro level thing. All right, it's time to go though. It's time to sprint. It's sprinting time. Yes. Man, that break flew by. All right. Good conversation, people. Let's do this thing. to report in. How'd you do? How'd you do? Jacob, thank you so much. All right, let's see what we got. I've picked up just about 2 chapters for the day, which is great. So that will take me up to chapter 29 by the time I'm done, which is pretty solid, pretty solid. We have 2 more sprints coming up. Next one will start in about 7 minutes. Rachel, 562. I love it. Good job. Well done. Well done. $309E, that's hay. Better than 0, right? And it's even better when the words are good. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, I got to send an email here. Businesses. So much stuff. That's okay, though. It's going to be fantastic. I'm just brainwashing myself. So that's what I am learning all sorts of interesting things. I'm learning that yeah, I have too many businesses. All right. See y'all, folks. Goodbye. Goodbye. See you, Rachel. See you, Wallace. Yeah. All right. Well, it's going to be me and you, E. We're going to run these sprints. They're going to be fantastic. Though, if nobody else is here, we could just switch to Discord. That might be easier, actually. But I'm gonna do 2 more sprints till like 9 or 12:20, I think will be okay. Well, if people are jumping off here, let's just head over to Discord and we can do it there. That way I don't have to switch computers constantly, and I can just focus over there. So with that, the stream is going to come to an end. I'm going to switch into into Discord sprints, a little bit more conducive to focus work, because when I come back over here to my computer, it provides disruption, right? And so and it's good. Like, I enjoy doing it. But I'll be back tomorrow at 8:30 for anybody who wants to join. And yeah. So I'll see you all.